Halos certainly needed the off day yesterday after a 2-4 road trip tonight. The Tampa Bay Rays are in town to kick off a 3-game set at Angel Stadium. Hi, everybody. We welcome you inside the Big A and back to Angels baseball here on Fox Sports West, along with Mark Gubiza. I'm Victor Rojas, and just to kind of get some news out of the way, of course, first things first, Tom Hallion, the home plate umpire for tonight's game, is unavailable, so this game will be delayed about 5 minutes. Of course, the bigger news today is Garrett Richards and him going on the disabled list, perhaps needing Tommy John surgery. No definitive decision has been made on that, but it's certainly a big blow to this ball club.
Yeah, he's going to get a second opinion on the elbow right now. You know, when you think about your ace of your staff and not being available, at least for a while, it's certainly a big blow for the club. His fastball and slider changeup this year, throwing the ball except to a 2.34 ERA, so it really wasn't any indication that there was something going on other than some conversations I've had with him over the last week to 10 days in which he said he didn't really feel comfortable in that forearm elbow area, but he still felt he was okay because the stuff was still there. But it's definitely a big blow for the club.
The Angels obviously don't know what they're going to do long term right now. That is something that is still in play. Andrew Heaney was moved to the 60-day disabled list in order to make room for Javi Guerra, who was called up from AAA. Javi is in the bullpen tonight, and that's what Mike Scioscia is going to deal with for the next couple of days until they need that fifth starter. So we will continue to monitor that situation and get you up to speed when we get the information. Today, as a matter of fact, Billy Epler, Angels general manager, is scheduled to meet us or be up here in the top of the third inning, and we'll ask him all of those questions. Now, the business at hand, because the season is obviously going to continue. 28 games in the books. You still have a lot of season to play. Fortunately for the Angels, they do have Mike Trout. He is red hot right now, and they're facing a Tampa Bay Rays team that is struggling offensively.
Yeah, but you're going to look for the offense to carry the club for the future right now, at least until you get settled in with this rotation. And Mike Trout has been absolutely tattooing the baseball of late. His balance has been very good. You remember in the beginning part of the season, everyone was wondering why he's not able to get that foot down to clear that swing path. Well, he has certainly done that quite a bit of late. Not only singles, doubles, but he got a triple, but also driving the ball out of the ballpark, even behind in counts. He's been able to hit the ball in the ballpark. An 0-2 breaking ball in Milwaukee hit out. What he's done in his last 14 games has been outstanding. He's hit safely on 13 of those, batting average over 400. But the most important thing with Trout is the home runs and RBIs. And a big thing, a big improvement, 6 for 13 with runners in scoring position. Remember, he was 0 for 11 to start the season. He has really settled down and going back to what we're so used to seeing from Mike Trout.
They're going to face a tough right-hander, although he's off to a slow start this year. Chris Archer's on the mound for the Tampa Bay Rays, and of course the Angels are going with Corey Rasmus in the spot start. We're going to step away for a moment. When we return, we're going to hear from Garrett Richards and talking about his elbow situation. This telecast of Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Hyundai. Great deals on amazing cars are going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. By Jack in the Box. Taste the Baconlicious Sourdough Bacon Ranch Combo. Only at Jack in the Box. And by the Jeep Renegade. Find your inner Renegade and reach your highest potential with an EPA estimated 31 highway miles per gallon.
Hasn't bounced back the way that I hoped it would. Obviously, I've still been able to pitch and stuff, but I'm just, kind of a shell of myself. But, it is what it is, and I'm going to try and make the best of it and try and get back as fast as possible.
I'm sure it probably wasn't the response that you were expecting. What was your reaction when you found out exactly?
Here momentarily, we were talking about Garrett Richards and the potential need for having Tommy John surgery. Alex Curry had a chance to catch up with Garrett. He was in a somber mood, seemed to kind of obviously had to deal with that horrific knee injury a couple of seasons ago, and now another setback for him. But this is what he had to say with Alex earlier today.
I think it's just been kind of the last few weeks. After starts, it just kind of hasn't bounced back the way that I hoped it would. Obviously, I've still been able to pitch and stuff, but I'm just, kind of a shell of myself. But, it is what it is, and I'm going to try and make the best of it and try and get back as fast as possible.
I'm sure it probably wasn't the response that you were expecting. What was your reaction when you found out exactly what had happened?
I was pretty shocked. Most guys that have the same problem will kind of feel something specific at some point while they're throwing, and to be honest with you, I haven't really felt that one significant pitch or that one pitch that made me realize, oh, something's wrong. It's kind of just something that's been lingering the last couple of weeks, and I could never get on top of it. So, it is what it is.
So what are the next steps for you moving forward in this recovery?
We're gonna kind of get a few opinions from some different doctors and kind of see what the next step is from there. The MRI shows a tear or whatever, but each individual doctor will have his own opinion. So we're going to kind of explore those options and then kind of go from there. So.
And your mood from your last major injury is kind of completely different. Do you think it helped having already have to go through a major surgery before?
Yeah, I think the first one's hard to go through because you don't know what to expect. But obviously, with my knee a couple years ago, I missed some time and it was a pretty significant injury. So like a Tommy John, I can kind of expect, you're going to have your good days, you're going to have your bad days. Some days it's going to feel good and some days it's going to feel bad, but you just got to, stick with the routine, stick with the process, stick with the plan, and just kind of, find your way to the end of the tunnel, I guess. So I think, staying positive is another tool you can use to just kind of make your way through situations like this. But I'm going to try and make the most of it. I'm going to work hard and hopefully be back as soon as possible.
Thanks a lot, Alex. Talking with Garrett Richards before the game today. Corey Rasmus getting the spot start today. We've seen him do this on occasion, a number of occasions last year and last couple of seasons. He's done a terrific job for the Angels. We'll see how this plays out the rest of the way. We're just about ready for baseball here at the Big A. Sit back and relax. Lineups at first pitch when we return. Crew chief for this umpiring crew had a personal issue to deal with right before we were supposed to get ready to get this game started, and because of that, Tony Randazzo will be the home plate umpire. We'll work with a three-man crew. They're going through the ground rules here with Mike Scioscia. Kevin Cash, the second-year manager of the Tampa Bay Rays, before we get this three-game series underway. And I guess somewhat apropos that we play tonight with dark clouds above the Big A, because that's just kind of the feeling you got this morning when we heard the news that Garrett Richards potentially is going to have Tommy John surgery. And not only that, Andrew Heaney has some serious issues in his elbow, although it seems as if they're going to go the more conservative route with Andrew. And all you can hope for is the best in that situation. We still haven't heard on Tyler Skaggs and his recovery. He's got a little bicep tendonitis. Hopefully Billy Epler in the third inning will clear some of that stuff up for us.
And good teams find a way. I mean, I go back to 2011 for Adam Wainwright, very good pitcher, ace of the Cardinals, goes down with the elbow issue himself, and then he win the World Series. So other guys have to step forward and put together solid seasons. And for me, the key for this club really is the offense to get it going. And then all of a sudden you take a lot of pressure off some pitchers now that, you know, haven't pitched in these kind of scenarios in a long, long time. So they're going to be asked to go a little bit deeper in the games, but early run support definitely helps.
I think the one thing that Mike Scioscia certainly cleared up, and he's not saying that this team's going to run off and win 98 or 100 games, but he said back in 2014, the Angels lost Tyler Skaggs and Garrett Richards within a span of about 4 weeks, and that was a team that did end up winning 98 games. Different makeup, different roster, of course. But, I mean, there's, like I said in the open, there are games to be played, and anything can happen when it comes to baseball.
I like who's on the mound here tonight. He's a guy that, he's a fighter. Corey Rasmus has 4 really good pitches. He fights his way through. Now it's a matter of building the stamina to be a starter at this point, get some quicker outs.
Let's take a look at Kevin Cash's lineup for the Tampa Bay Rays. They come into town with a 12-14 record, game number 27 for them. Forsythe leading things off at second base. Brad Miller, the former Mariner, is at shortstop. Downey product, Evan Longoria at third base. Steve Pearce, formerly of the Orioles, at first base. Steven Souza Jr. in right. You got Corey Dickerson as the DH. Brandon Guyer in left field. Kevin Kiermaier, the Gold Glove winner, is in center field. And Kurt Casale is batting ninth and doing the catching. And as you just mentioned, taking on Corey Rasmus. He's pitched in 8 games this year. He's 0-1 with a 4.40 ERA, making his first start.
And he's done a good job filling in the past as far as being a starter. But my go-tos for Rasmus to be successful today is use all 4 pitches. Good fastball, curveball, changeup, plus changeup he has, and get those quick outs. Use that changeup to get a couple quick outs. Save that slider and curveball for key moments in the game, so you can get into that 4th, maybe even the 5th inning, put yourself in a situation, pick up a W.
Let's take a look at the defense for the Angels. Another move that they made. Daniel Nava is off the 15-day disabled list. Rafael Ortega is sent down to AAA to make room for Nava. He's in left. Trout at center. Calhoun in right. The infield with Escobar, Simmons, Pennington, and Crone from third to first. And Carlos Perez behind the plate.
Yeah, it's good to see Daniel Nava back. Back in 2014, had 9 outfield assists. He made some really good defensive plays during spring training, even the beginning part of the season. So there is some excellent coverage in the outfield, especially there in left field also.
Now, in case you're wondering, as far as Rasmus, how far and how deep can he work into the game, Mike Scioscia said he's up to about 50, 55 pitches, but he said he will go with Rasmus as long as he is effective and feeling all right. It's the first one tonight. It's in for a strike. Logan Forsythe, the leadoff man, second baseman, hitting .312, 4 home runs, 10 RBIs, has 8 doubles, 1 triple. This is the Rays team, like the Angels, that's had some offensive issues. This one's driven out to center field. Trout racing back, and he can't come up with it. Forsythe in at second with a double, and hopefully Trout's all right. Kind of up slow, pick up that baseball. Ball on the line, directly over his head. Forsythe picks up his 9th double.
Always the most difficult play when it's right over your head. He jumps up like he had it in his glove initially. See him going up on that one, off the glove, and then into the wall. It's a matter of that jump up. It looked like he actually kicked his back heel when he was jumping up. It caught him by surprise how well that baseball carried.
So Forsythe is on board to lead off the game, and here's Miller. He takes outside. Picked up in a trade with Seattle. Product of Clemson University, 2nd round pick in 2011 by the Mariners.
He's hitting 174, a couple of home runs and 5 runs batted in. Snap throw to second on a back pick, and Forsythe is back. I was mentioning as Forsythe hit that double over the head of Trout, that the struggles offensively that the Rays have had. On base percentage at .292, their average worse in the American League, but they will hit home runs. They are 5th currently in the American League with 34. They had 4 on Wednesday. Those 34 home runs in the first 26 games ties a club record for them. Did it back in 2006. 2-1 pitch. Down low. 3 balls, 1 strike. Away from the Trop. The Rays are at 3-5. The Angels, on the other hand, salvaging the finale of that 3-game set Wednesday in Milwaukee, find themselves 2 under 500 at 13-15 and 4 back in the American League West. Off speed in there for a strike, full count.
It's that plus off speed. He has a very good changeup and curveball to get back in counts.
Rasmus making his 8th career start in the big leagues. 0-1 with a 2.86 ERA, 22 strikeouts, 5 walks in 22 innings. Off speed, popped him up. Left center field. Forsythe unable to advance on this one. 1 down.
Yeah, it's a big out. Obviously get that first one, but not allow Forsythe to be able to advance over to third base. In my Hyundai key for this game for the Angels to be successful, especially after news from G. Rich today, is top to the bottom. A little boozy right there. You got to have everybody from the top of the order to the bottom of the order, from guys in the top of the rotation, the rest to the back end of the bullpen. Very important for everyone to start contributing and helping his team get on a winning streak.
Mentioned Ortega option to AAA. Nava off the DL. Javi Guerra selected to the Major League roster. He's in the bullpen. First pitch breaking ball was outside on Evan Longoria. Garrett originally placed on the 15-day disabled list, and with Andrew Heaney being moved to the 60-day DL, meaning a 40-man spot for Guerra. Pulled foul, heads up. Charlie Montoyo.
He can breathe now.
Well, maybe that wouldn't happen if he were actually in the coach's box. Look where he's standing.
Again, that's still that suggestion to be close by there.
It's like stop signs nowadays. Merely a suggestion. Forsythe led off the game with a double. Miller a fly ball to shallow left center. Now Longoria. 30-year-old third baseman. Big lead for Forsythe. Evan hitting .245, has 5 home runs, 14 runs batted in. He likes hitting in this ballpark too. .320 career average. Foul back. 1-2. We've talked about this before with Rasmus. The fact that, well, he's been a reliever at the major league level. First drafted by the Atlanta Braves, and in their minor league system, he was a starter. So he understands the rigors, goes with it.
Again, the big thing with Rasmus, we call it a balk there. Pennington went by second base, and Rasmus looked back to pick him up, but did not separate the baseball, or step off the pitch number, I should say, before separating the baseball and the glove. He's in that stretch position. He's trying to pick up Pennington. And then see right there the movement, and then did not step off before separating his hand from the glove.
So man at third, infield back. Crone comes in. 1-2. This is out the left. Nava drifting back. Now backpedaling onto the track. Make the catch. Tagging and scoring is Forsythe. And it's 1-0 Rays as that balk comes back to haunt
Boy, the baseball is carrying very well tonight. Looked like it was towards the end of the bat on a breaking ball, a slider. Slider that was a little bit elevated, but towards the end of the bat. Out in front enough of it, but he's so strong. Longoria drives that ball all the way to the wall. And Nava runs that one down.
15th run batted in for Longoria. And here's Steve Pearce. Fastball for a strike. Pearce off to a good start with the Rays. His first season with the team after signing a free agent deal in the offseason. 32-year-old, native of Lakeland, Florida, so not that far away from Tampa Bay area. This one's fouled off to the right. 300, 3 home runs, 9 runs batted in. 92 games last year with Baltimore. One of those Buck Showalter reclamation projects that worked out well for the Orioles. Breaking pitch pulled through the hole on the left side. It's a single with 2 outs. Mistake pitch that was up in the zone.
Yeah, that's exactly why he was able to make contact on that and get it in the hole between short and third. Speed was good as far as the pitch, the curveball. It was up elevated enough where even though he was fooled, he's able to keep his bat back in the zone to be able to ground that one through the hole.
Steven Souza Jr., right fielder. Souza hitting .253. It's 12 runs batted at 6 home runs on the year. 1 ball, 1 strike. 6 home runs leads the Rays. Got a couple of guys with 5. Longoria, Dickerson.
Quite a few pitches thrown now.
My time was called, and that was called awfully late.
And that's what you have to do as a pitcher, just follow through and throw the baseball. And he's in the midst of throwing the baseball.
One pitch downstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike. Three and 1. These are situations where you'd like to get, especially the Pierce single, quick innings for Rasmus so you can work deeper into games.
You know, and Corey's been working out of the bullpen for quite a while now, but he has done a nice job as far as starting games. But you still got to keep that same mentality you have out of the bullpen, be aggressive.
Two out walks, a 2 on, 2 outs.
Designated hitter number 10, Garrett Richards.
Early in the game here, Victor, but you have a guy making a spot start here in Corey Rasmus. You know, the club is still feeling the effects of knowing that Garrett Richards won't be around for a while. That you're looking for some energy from your starter here today, so it's very important right now to limit this damage right now if you're Corey Rasmus. And that's exactly what Charlie Nagy's going out to tell him right now. We need you. And sometimes that's all you need to hear when you're on the mound is the need for you to step forward and help out this club and pitch deeper in this game as far as you can go and keep it close and let the offense get on a roll against a very, very good starting pitcher going against him tonight with Chris Archer going for the Rays.
I mean, the anticipation going into the start is not to have Rasmus go 8 innings tonight. If you got it, great. If he had a bunch of 4 or 5 pitch innings and it's manageable, sure, why not? But it'll be a bullpen game. The first one's in there for a strike on Dickerson. The Angels have not had a starter work 6 innings over the last 7 games, and 1 quality start over the last 10.
After a great stretch of 14 games in which they had 9 quality starts.
And kudos to the bullpen because they've had to step up.
Pitch a lot of innings.
0-1. Dickerson fouls that back. No balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, don't go away from that pitch. That's a great changeup he just threw right there. Corey Rasmus looked like a fastball and then runs off the outside corner.
The third base side. Escobar will give it a look, but it's out of play. I don't know how he hit that ball.
That was about 3 feet off the inside corner, it seemed to be.
That ball looked like it was going to hit his leg.
Curveball.
I mean, that is some serious physics right there.
Yes.
Getting that bat to get to that point, hit the ball that way. 0-2 count. Rays will strike out. 244 punch outs on the year. Dickerson's punched out 22 times. He's got a couple of men on with 2 outs. And he drives one out to deep right field. Cole racing back, and that one is gone. Like I said, they will hit a lot of home runs, but they'll also strike out. Dickerson hits his team leading 7th, and the Angels are down 4-0.
After an 0-2 breaking ball, inner half, goes fastball in. Always worry about an 0-2 pitch, fastball inside. This is always been a fan of a fastball going down and away or a breaking ball in the dirt. He's tracking that inner part of the plate because he got beat pretty good on the curveball the pitch before, and now turns on that one. It's his 6th home run.
And this one's out to left. Nava's there, and he'll make the catch. I misspoke. It was the 6th home run for Dickerson. Regardless, it's 4-0 Rays as we head to the bottom of the first. By Corey Dickerson with 2 outs, adding to that 1-0 lead. And here at the bottom of the first, we'll take a look at Mike Scioscia's lineup for the Angels. Junel Escobar leading things off at third. Daniel Nava in left field. Mike Trout at center. Albert Pujols at DH. Cole Calhoun at right. C.J. Cron at first. Andrelton Simmons at shortstop. Carlos Perez behind the plate with Pennington tonight getting the start at second. He will bat 9th as they take on the 27-year-old right-hander native of Clayton, North Carolina. His name is Chris Archer.
Chris Archer has a very good fastball, 92-97. He has a plus slider, occasional changeup, which is throwing a little bit more so far this year, and a curveball. My go-tos to be successful against Archer, getting fastball counts. I'll talk about it as we go along here, how successful hitters are in those counts and throw off his timing. He is a high energy guy. Step out every once in a while, make him feel his position. Don't let him get on a roll, because if he does, he's very, very tough to hit.
Archer making his 7th start, 1-4 and a 5.01 ERA. 36 hits in 32 1/3 innings. First pitch swing and a broken bat single to right.
Get right back to those 0-0 counts. About ready to say that. 7 for 15. I'll make that 8 for 16 swinging first pitch against Archer with 3 home runs.
There's the Rays defense. Guerra, Kiermaier, Souza in the outfield. Longoria, Miller, Forsythe, and Pierce from 3rd to 1st, and Casale behind the plate.
Kiermaier out in center field. One of the best you're going to see manning that position. Won his first Gold Glove last year. Won the Platinum Gold Glove as far as the top outfielder at any position. You're talking about a guy that can cover a lot of ground and fearless going for the baseball, both going forward and going back.
Daniel Nava dealing with the knee issue that forced him on the disabled list. Activated today. 4 for 14 on the year. That's a .286 average with 1 RBI. Like Sosha saying before the game that both guys, Ortega and Nava, needing to bat regularly in games. Nava's going to get the bulk of the playing time in left field, so Ortega down to AAA to get the bulk of the playing time somewhere in that outfield. Get his ABs in.
Well, he's certainly impressed up here. Ortega, both with the glove, throwing arm, and the way he hit the baseball and ran bases very well.
Rafi at .294 in 14 games. Escobar with leadoff single. 1-1 down low. I mentioned that 0-0 count stat with Chris Archer. His numbers very uncharacteristic for him this year. Bulk of that having to do with his fastball command or lack thereof, and that's why guys are kind of teeing off on him a little bit.
His velocity on average is down somewhat this year. And now it's around 93.9, which is still pretty good when you think about it was 95.2 last year. Yeah, that's something I think that shouldn't really be in a conversation anymore. We always talk about that because everyone does, how hard someone's throwing, like Syndergaard averaging about 97.9. But getting outs is the important thing. Just watch Greg Maddux, Hall of Famer, how he moved and manipulated the fastball inside outside, changing speeds. That's the most important thing.
3-1. Nava hits one out to right. Souza makes the grab for the first out. Escobar back to first base, and it'll bring up Mike Trout. Opponents hitting .275 against Archer. Lefties at .294, righties .263. He's got good numbers career-wise against the Yankees. You got a guy that hasn't really pitched to his level yet this year, and spotted a 4-0 lead in the first. Feel good about yourself. As Trout settles into the batter's box. One thing about Archer, it's free and easy. There's no herky-jerkiness about him. The mechanics seem very fluid.
And there's some guys that I enjoy watching him compete. He's a high-energy guy, enjoys the game, goes right after hitters. Now, he's fun to watch. There's not a lot of wasted energy. See how he's going forward. He gets an arm in a perfect arm slot to be able to work that downstairs. His shoulders are square, eyes on the target. Athletic on the mound, field his position well, but you can steal against him. So far this year, base stealers have been successful in all 4 attempts against him. Hey, they travel all the way. Look at that. Long ways. Should have brought us a cheesesteak or something back from that area.
Like from Jersey Mike's?
Yes. Great.
His name's Mike and he's from Jersey.
By the way, they're really good cheesesteaks they have there.
And he likes sandwiches apparently.
Yes. And why wouldn't you?
Man, match made in heaven. Just throwing it out there. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And on occasion we'll hit a fly ball over that wall.
Yeah.
Where the Jersey Mike sign is.
Time called. We're talking about Archer's free and easy delivery. Matt Moore
Yes.
from the left side, same thing. Teammate of the Rays. There's Jersey Mike's. We're just pandering for free grub. 2-2 in the dirt. Nice block. Full count.
As often as I go there, yeah, it's good. I'm already on that little number you can press in there. You get a free sandwich as it is. They'd probably say, please, let someone else order a sandwich at this point.
Pujols on deck. Escobar, leadoff single. Rays got a run on the sac fly by Longoria. And a 3-run blast by Corey Dickerson. A shot foul down the right field line.
Trout with good numbers career-wise against Archer. 308, 4 for 13. Really big for the offense to get a run or two back here right away after a 4 spot for the Rays in the top of the first.
And he gets Trout for out number 2.
That's that wicked slider he has. When you talk about top 3 or 4 sliders in the American League, Archer has one of them. Garrett Richards, another one. That's nasty. Looks like a fastball, 89 miles an hour. And the sharp break gets a swing and miss.
Albert at 198 with 6 home runs, 17 runs batted in. Takes outside. Pujols with a couple of walks on Wednesday, went 0 for 3.
One of those counts too where hitters have been successful against Archer. The 1-0 count, 8 for 13. That's a .615 batting average against them.
On the corner, 2-1.
We're coming in this game, Archer, as far as run support, 1.67 runs per game per 9 inning when he's in there. 4 runs in the first inning. Hasn't got a lot of run support.
Off the outside corner, and it's 3 balls and a strike.
Already 3 3-ball counts in this first inning for Archer. But no damage up to this point. Challenged Albert with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
Escobar is going to take off here on the next pitch. Full count of 2 outs. Ground ball, and that'll beat the shift. Escobar keeps on running. He'll head to third. The Angels have runners at the corners now for Calhoun.
And when you talk shifts, the Rays are a club that does it quite a bit. They're third in baseball as far as shifts, 319 of them coming into this game. And the slider, Albert, it's that barrel about out in front. Even though 3 infielders on that side of the infield, still gets it through the hole for a base hit.
Calhoun hitting .304 with a couple of home runs, 12 runs batted in. 3-hit game. That was on Wednesday. Takes a strike. Wednesday's game, the third 3-hit game that he's had this season. Halo's trying to scratch out a couple of runs here to answer the Rays. Well, cuts through that one. It's 0-2.
So far, he's seen a slider and a changeup. And Cole has been very good in these scenarios with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. His batting average at .538.
Cole goes down swinging, and the Angels will leave a couple of base runners on board. We'll head to the second with the Rays up 4-0. Coming up against Corey Rasmus. Spot starting. This is Garrett Richards spot in the order. The rotation, I should say. Corey threw 25 pitches in the first. Kiermaier takes ball 1. It would have been interesting to see too how the inning plays out. Had it not been with Longoria at the plate, the balk moving the run over to third. Scored on the subsequent sac fly, and then a single, a walk, a 3-run home run.
You know that plays in your mind when you're a pitcher on the mound. You committed a balk and you allowed him to get the third and score on it. Would be an easier out there, and you're still at second base. It definitely plays with your mind.
Kiermaier lifts this one out toward Daniel Nava. 1 down. Hey, Sunday's Mother's Day at the Big A as the Angels take on the Rays at 12:35. Join us for a pregame brunch in the Gate 1 Music Garden from 11 to 12:30. Game day ticket not included. Call 714-940-2480 for details and reservations.
That's a pretty good setup.
You going? You can neither confirm nor deny.
Breakfast is always good. Brunch, love brunch.
One ball, one strike. Casale, 182 average, 3 home runs, 9 runs batted in. Home run that Dickerson hit at first. And the Rays 10 home runs in their last 5 games. Three balls and a strike.
Boy, throughout this entire lineup for the Rays, there's a lot of guys with power, but there's a lot of strikeouts in this lineup also. So, but if you make mistakes, they're going to capitalize.
Top of the order, Forsythe on deck. This is pulled to third. Escobar has it. Former Ray. 2 down.
First ground ball out in the game for Rasmus at this point. Had 4 fly ball outs. We're getting that ground there at Escobar.
Two outs, nobody on. Here's Forsythe that led off the game with a double. In and out of the glove of Trout. Straightaway center field. This one's popped up. Andrelton Simmons calling for it. On a 1-2-3 inning for Rasmus. Well, to the bottom of the second with the Angels trailing it.
Cold hard facts, which are brought to you by Clean, Crisp, Coors Light. His record at home so far this year, 6-6. 40 games over 500 in the last 2 seasons here at the Big A for Mike Socha's club. A winning record at home, 13 of the last 14 seasons. We're cut out for him today, being down 4-0. It's a very good pitcher, but they had some chances already in the bottom of the first.
Crone looks at a fastball for a strike. Angel first baseman hitting .250 with a home run and 8 runs batted in. Cues this one towards second. 1 down. We'll bring up Andrelton Simmons.
Number 2, Andrelton Simmons.
Simmons takes outside. Andrelton's been scuffling of late. He's 0 for his last 18. Chops this one over to third. He's out number 2.
Catcher, number 58.
Just need need him to get it going along with a couple of other guys in the lineup. He's not just dependent on one guy.
Yeah, you need that bottom part of the order to get on base for an Escobar, and then obviously whoever's hit number 2 tonight is Nava, and then you got Trout and Pujols to be able to bring them home. But you need that bottom of the order to start getting consistently on base.
Looks like Archer stepped off for a second. I was looking at a dugout. Maybe defensively, Rays weren't set yet. Carlos takes upstairs. Perez hitting 155, has a double and 4 runs batted in.
3 infielders on the left side of the infield for the Rays.
Top part of the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two strikeouts in the first inning for Archer. That one's off the plate. Angels had a couple of men on, but could not cash either one of those base runners in. Season ago, Archer went 12 and 13 for the Rays, made 34 starts for him. This one's out toward right. Souza was playing in, has to race back, and that's over his head. Kiermaier backing up, will pick it up and fire it in. That'll go as a double. Souza still on the ground and right.
We're talking about making a max effort to try to catch that baseball. Both those guys, Kiermaier and Souza Jr., will get that uni dirty. Playing in, then a little bit of a different route in the dive for that baseball to try to catch that one. The last second over his head. Good effort. It allows Carlos to be in scoring position to keep this inning alive for Cliff Pennington. Is 1 for 3 in his career versus Archer. A great effort just by that glove.
Appeal over at first base that he didn't touch. Man in scoring position, and here's Cliff Pennington. Double for Carlos, his 2nd of the year. Cliff hitting 182, has a home run and 4 runs batted in.
So here Carlos, see if he gets that. Yeah, right on the base there. But the odd thing is you're appealing that. If he felt that he missed the base, you would think they would go in for a replay. And only 3 umpires here tonight instead of the usual 4.
Pennington 1 for 3 in his career against Archer. Off speed pitch. Seen that already from him. The changeup to left-handed batters.
It's important for Carlos to get a pretty good secondary lead. A base hit in the outfield. There's some strong throwing arms. Kiermaier with a great arm in center. Souza Jr. strong arm in right. And Guerra a pretty strong arm, and he's playing shallow in left field.
Two-out double for Carlos Perez. The Angels down 4-0 here in the 2nd. Pennington goes down swinging, and the inning comes to an end. We'll head to the 3rd. Rays up 4-0. 0-0 as we begin the third. We welcome you inside our broadcast booth, and Angels general manager Billy Epler kind enough to join us. And I'm assuming it's been a very hectic last couple of days. Off day yesterday, and you knew that Garrett was going to have those tests.
Right.
And you get the results, and all of a sudden everything starts breaking this morning.
Yeah, no doubt. Definitely spent a good portion of my day on the phone, responding to some texts and talking to the fellas.
Billy, how difficult is that when you have that conversation with Garrett? You know how competitive he is and what he's been from, come back from, and how well he's thrown the baseball. How hard was that to talk to him about this?
No doubt it is. I mean, you feel for him, and you feel for what he's going through, and I think he kind of expressed it and took it to heart when he said, I feel like I'm letting my teammates down. And these are just one of those circumstantial things. I mean, when you're dealing with high-level athletes and guys that throw with that kind of velocity, I mean, there's a lot that goes on the elbow.
Yeah, real quick, Vic. I mean, when we talk about it, you see it so often. Do you think it's coming down to the fact that everyone seems so enamored by the velocity on fastballs overthrowing? You think that comes into play? Not necessarily with Garrett, but a lot of pitchers now in baseball.
I think it starts at a really young age. I think it starts with how many innings guys throw when they're young teens, and how they are chasing velocity, because there's an extent of that demands and dictates where you maybe get selected in the draft and what your signing bonus is. And there is a premium on velocity at those ages. Obviously not at the major league level, but when kids are young, that's what they're chasing.
Well, we know the situation with Garrett, although nothing definitive has been decided.
Right.
You see Andrew Heaney on your screen to your right, to his right. What is the prognosis for Andrew? What's the extent of the damage and the plan for the Angels and the lefty?
Well, with Andrew, I mean, we opted, together to kind of do, the conservative care and go that route. So what he underwent was a PRP injection, and so we're just letting some time take place, or time elapse, so that we can, allow that injection and allow the healing properties of the injection to kind of do their work, and see how that comes. He'll probably pick up a baseball somewhere in the 6 to 8 week mark, is what I'm thinking. And we'll test it at that point and see what we got.
And Tyler Skaggs dealing with bicep tendonitis. Where is he at as far as potentially helping this ball club in the immediate future?
Tyler will get tested on Monday. So he had a week off to focus really on the strength, and just build some of the muscles around the shoulder. And so he'll get tested clinically on Monday, and then we'll go from there.
Well, Billy, what are your options now? Obviously you have some options down in the minor leagues. Are there other options you might explore outside of the organization?
My front office, the pro scouting group, and we're turning over every rock and trying to see what we might be able to do. Making a trade at this time of year is really difficult to do. When you talk about some of the free agent guys that might still be out there, they're not exactly ready to drop right into a rotation. They need to go and make starts in the minor leagues, and they need to build themselves up a little bit before they could step on this stage. But internally, Nate Smith is a guy that our AAA staff and our pitching coordinator have spoken very highly of. And then we went out and signed Kyle Kendrick late in spring training, just to build depth for this type of situation. So we'll circle the wagons with the coaching staff and see what presents itself.
From an organizational standpoint, philosophically, is this when you are dealt this type of a hand, and unfortunately for the Angels, you thought we had depth going into spring training, and you never know with injuries, obviously, but it's played out this way for the Angels. Can you force feed younger guys outside of the AAA that maybe you kind of push them along a little bit more so to try to help you towards the end of the season?
We still want to be in a point where the guys that we do push, have performed and warranted, that push, because you want to give guys every tool in the toolbox, every weapon they have, to have success up here.
Well, I know you've been asking or been asked quite a few questions and the like with having to deal with the pitching. Rasmus is coming out of the game. Mike Scioscia pulling the trigger after 45 pitches. Jose Alvarez will come on here. It's 5-0. We're going to step away. Do you mind sticking around some more so we can continue to grill you here?
Of course, I'll stick around.
We're going to ask you to show us your cards here momentarily.
All right.
5-0 Rays. We're in the third. And a pitching change for the Angels as Corey Rasmus got the spot start tonight. Lasted 2 1/3, 45 pitches. Not the way that Mike Scioscia had hoped for and or envisioned, but the Angels are down 5-0. They make the move to the bullpen. It's Jose Alvarez, the lefty, taking over. Trying it out. Who's in, who's out. Jose pitching in his 15th game. 0-1 record, a 3.77 ERA. He'll take over with a couple of men on. 1 out, and Corey Dickerson coming to the plate. Dickerson hit a 3-run home run in the first inning, snapping an 0 for 23. It was his 6th of the season. Billy Epler, Angels general manager, joining us here. There's a stoppage in play. A beach ball is out in right center field. You had this kind of issue quite a bit in New York, huh? The beach balls in the outfield.
The beach balls didn't really show up. No. We just had long games in general.
Talking about the free agent options, I know we were just touching about it. We're talking about it at the break. There are some guys that are in that waiver process right now, and I kind of like what your answer was, that you have to weigh the John Dankses of the world or the Tommy Malones of the world versus what you currently have or what's currently available. And I know there's fans that are out there saying, "Oh, it's game number 29. We've got to make a move. We got to do something right now."
Right.
It's got to be, I guess, kind of crazy dealing with that kind of stuff and kind of weighing those options.
Yeah, I mean, that's where the consensus comes in. That's where we measure, what we have internally, and when we talk to the AAA staff or we've talked to our pitching coordinator, and we deliberate with our coaches downstairs in our front office, and try to make the most mindful decision that we can, and the one that's going to give the club the biggest jolt or make the biggest impact that we can. So. Yeah, there's a lot of things to consider, and fortunately we're in a situation where, we're not going to need that 5th starter until May 14th. So there is a little bit of time, and we'll continue the discussions that we had, throughout the day today, and we'll pick those up tomorrow and Sunday and go from there.
I know that Matt Shoemaker's making the start tonight for Salt Lake, and that would be one guy that's already been up here. The reason he got sent down from the organizational standpoint is to kind of get back to what he was a couple of years ago. Is he an option? Is he one of those guys, if you see the change or that you deem necessary?
No doubt. I mean, he's starting tonight in Salt Lake. They had a little weather, but they're playing now, and so he's starting tonight. And the reason to send him down was just to sharpen everything out. To get him in a position where he could throw all of his pitches for strikes and attack the zone a little bit more. So hopefully he'll do that tonight, and no doubt he'll be an option.
Yeah, Matt Shoemaker, you mentioned that Billy could be back at some point, but you go back to Tim Lincecum. We talked a little bit about him even in the break here. He's been a guy that's been very successful in his career, but he's a guy that would probably take a long time to get ready when you need somebody at this particular point. You mentioned, May 14th. I mean, he threw the ball well for what we understand, but he's a ways away from being able to help us win some games, though, wouldn't you think?
Most likely, without sitting down and talking to him and finding out exactly where his pitch count is. I mean, from our scouts that were there today, they relayed that he threw 42 pitches. So if he's at that 40 pitch mark or 45 or 55 pitch mark, then you can imagine that would take time. And there was a lot of clubs there, and we'll see.
But doesn't everybody? I mean, we obviously talk a lot about pitching right now, but really, if you get that consistent offense, then all of a sudden everyone can relax, both in that starting rotation, whoever it may be, and the bullpen. It's really got to get to the point where the offense gets more consistent.
Yeah, no doubt. We started to see that, about over the last 11, 12 games. The guys were striking the ball a little bit harder, taking a little bit more walks, maybe not swinging at as many pitches outside the strike zone. So it's coming together, and the guys are fighting.
Billy, I think we've asked you pretty much every question under the sun, so you've answered them all as we expected you would. We appreciate your time. I know you're a busy man, and thanks for stopping by.
No problem. Thanks, guys.
Got it, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Bill.
Thanks.
Alvarez with the intentional walk of Guerra loads him up. 2 outs. Kevin Kiermaier, the batter. He's 0 for 1 with a fly ball to left. Pierce at third. Souza at second, and Guerra at first base. Brett Miller with a home run to lead off this 3rd inning. It's his 3rd of the season. One ball, one strike. I guess we could have sat here and asked him about all the articles that came out about trading Mike Trout. Could have covered a couple of innings.
Tell you what, Billy's very, very honest guy. He gives
Yeah.
you those. He gives you the answers that you want. I mean, a lot of times, especially general manager will spin something, but Billy's been pretty honest about everything. Every conversation we've had with him.
Two one. This one's towards second. Pennington's got it. And almost fires it away. And Crone, they're calling him a safe. First base umpire Dan Bellino saying Crone came off the bag.
Looks like he's going to have a quick conversation with the umpiring crew before potentially they would go to replay. This could be a huge play.
Yeah. And Pennington had all day to make a throw over to first base. Umpires get together. Now Kevin Cash is going to come out, and they may take a look at it.
Or at least get an explanation. See right here, clearly on the base, and leg and hand, everything, and then never even touched the base.
Kiermaier never touched the bag.
Yeah.
Exactly. So this should be a quick conversation. They're looking in, but I can't imagine that they're going to challenge it. They're not. So we'll go to the bottom of the third. Top of the order coming up for the Angels, down 5-0. Trout, the third inning against Chris Archer. 4 runs in the first, and the solo home run by Brad Miller to lead off the third inning to add to that Rays lead. Escobar, Nava, and Trout for the Angels. Yunel had a base hit to right on his first at bat, so he's 1 for 1. Gets jammed and fouls it back. Up and in.
Archer pitches inside very effectively too. But the reason why is because he wants to set up his slider going down and away.
Escobar with the Rays, 2013 and 14. That one missed outside. 256 the first year, 258 the second. Originally with the Atlanta Braves, went to Toronto, the Rays, the Nationals for last season, and now with the Angels. Full count. Archer with 3 strikeouts, no walks, 2 hits allowed. And a bouncer towards short. Miller has it. One down. Every moment matters when the Angels take on the Rays Sunday at 12:35. The first 20,000 adults in attendance will receive a Mother's Day beach tote courtesy of Thermador. Join us on Mother's Day coming up Sunday. Just go to angels.com/promotions. Nava 0 for 1. Fly ball to right. Takes a fastball right down the pipe for a strike.
Especially when we show those numbers, although Nava very patient at the plate. Hitters have been successful against Archer on that first pitch. That was a pretty good pitch to drive, especially when you're 6 for 13 in your career versus a pitcher if you're Daniel Nava.
Bouncer toward third. Longoria has it. 2 down. So Trout will bat with nobody on base. Trout a strikeout victim of the first.
Has been crushing the ball those last 14 games, especially with the extra base.
Another fastball down the pipe for a strike. One ball, 1 strike. Rasmus's final line, 2 1/3, 5 hits, 2 of which were home runs, 2 walks, 5 runs all earned. Foul back. One-two pitch, up and in. Set a pitch.
Yeah, it's going to be a slider down and away. It's what he got him to swing and miss. That first at bat. Well, a lot of times, if you could back a fastball in again, you're going to freeze the hitter.
There's that slider. You see his reaction. He thought he made a perfect. He did make a perfect pitch.
I mean, he throws his slider 88 to 90. We talked about it earlier how free and easy he is with his delivery. So far in this game, he's best fastball at 97, change up at 85. So good differential in the speed of his pitches.
Missed it. Albert on deck. 50 pitches thrown by Archer so far. This was fouled off.
Already 4 full counts for Archer.
Payoff. This is pulled over to third. Longoria has it. Angels go down in order. 3 complete. 5-0 Rays. Tomorrow and Sunday afternoon, off day on Monday, and then the St. Louis Cardinals roll into town. Then it's off to Seattle for a weekend series, and it's back to Southern California, the old home and home against the Los Angeles Dodgers.
There's Weaver. Hill tomorrow.
Foul back. No balls and a strike. 9-1-2. It's Casale, Forsythe, and Miller. Jose Alvarez took over on the mound in the third inning with 1 out.
Weaver 5-5 in his career versus the Rays.
Casale, a ground ball to third, his first time up. Ground ball to the left side, past Simmons. And Casale just kind of reached out, pulled that one for a leadoff single.
Yeah, it was an all-speed pitch. If you're going to throw a breaking ball, I think the hard breaking ball would be able to get him. Casale's had a tough time making consistent contact. This being a slower breaking ball in that part of the strike, just below the knee level, gets it by Simmons, which is never an easy thing to do.
Fastball in for a strike. Look at Forsythe, the double with a run scored to the first, popped out to end the second.
One thing for Mike Scioscia, Jose Alvarez, obviously give you some length. He's been a starter in the past. AJ Octor is another guy to give you some length out of the bullpen tonight.
Missed it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This is ripped to left, a base hit. So the struggles for Alvarez against right-handed batters continues. He just cannot figure that out.
The important pitch for him, and he has a good changeup, is run that changeup down and away off the plate. But you also have to keep him honest. We've seen some fastballs in, but the changeup down and away and a hard slider down and in against right-handed batters will be effective.
Javi Guerra just recently called up, getting ready. Right-handers hitting .391 coming into play tonight against Jose Alvarez. And the 3 that he has faced, Gooby, was an intentional walk to Guerra into third. And then here the 4th back-to-back singles. That's only gone up. He's become, unfortunately, just a lefty specialist, if you will. Lefty's hitting .226 against him.
And when he first came to the Angels, he was a guy that can get both lefties and righties out, not necessarily a specialist against lefties.
Miller 1 for 2, a fly ball to center and a home run to center. 3rd home run of the season, 6th run batted in. Slice foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. 7 hits now for the Rays. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Houston defeating Seattle tonight 6-3. White Sox over Minnesota 10-4. I read correctly that Paul Molitor might be in trouble.
That's what the
Speculation.
talk was, yes. The owner for this win said no.
Twins 8-21. Down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Well, he did an amazing job with that club last year. Again, they were ahead of schedule, really. They were into conversation for that wild card race all the way to the last week of the season. They have some very good young talent. They all came together at the right time last year. They have some power arms in their system that just aren't ready for the major league level yet.
Miller pulls this one through the right side. It's a base hit. They stopped Casali at third base. 3 consecutive hits for Alvarez to start the 4th. Mike Scioscia's seen enough. And Javi Guerra will be coming on in relief here to make his Angels debut. And by the way, their bases loaded, nobody out. Go get him, Javi. Rays up 5-0.
Subaru loves promise. Subaru's pledge is to do right by the communities in which we all live and work. And by El Pollo Loco. Try the new double chicken salads today.
Tampa Bay Rays up by the score of 5-0, looking for more here in the 4th inning. Mike Scioscia makes the move, and it's Javi Guerra, 30-year-old right-hander, North Texas native, making his Angels debut. He'll face Evan Longoria with the bases loaded, nobody out. Garrett AAA 1-0 and a 2.19 ERA. He has Casali at third base, Forsythe at second, and Miller at first.
And Guerra's got a good fastball, 91-95, slider, curveball, changeup.
Evan Longoria sac fly in the 1st inning and a ground out in the 3rd. Fastball, this is in. It's 1 ball, no strikes. The RBI that Longoria picked up in the 1st, his 15th of the year. Looked like he went around, and he did. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, you had to be gearing fastball with the bases loaded. 1-0 count, looking fastball, could not hold off on that slider.
Infield in for the Angels. Guerra last year in the White Sox organization. 3 games in the big leagues, 4 in the minors. 1-2.
He's always had a good fastball straight over the top.
Yeah. White Sox put him on the disabled list. He had a right shoulder issue, and then eventually had to serve a 50-game suspension by Major League Baseball. Angels signing him in the offseason. Originally a 4th-round pick of the Dodgers back in 2004. 1-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Down goes Longoria. 1 down.
Pretty good sequence there. Fastball just out of the zone. Slider, get a swing. Fastball, and then a slider to get a swing and miss. A good, tight, sharp slider going down and away. Big out for Guerra and the Angels.
Billy Epler mentioning that Matt Shoemaker made the start tonight at AAA Salt Lake. They're going 6 innings through 100 pitches. They have 6 hits, 1 run, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk. 1 run coming off a solo home run. Pierce at the plate. He's been on board twice. A single and a walk as Javi bends him back.
After the first pitch fastball out of the zone against Longoria, went slider. And Pierce always has been very, very quick on a fastball. Not as consistent on a breaking ball.
Garrett, AAA, 12 1/3 innings, 8 hits, 14 strikeouts, 10 walks over 10 games. 1-1. 1-2.
Pretty good changeup there.
Skied out towards shallow center field. Casali, the catcher, is tagging at third base. Trout behind it. He'll make the catch. Casali is going to stop as the throw gets cut off. 2 down.
Boy, Trout tried to get behind that baseball. Last second had to take a step back at the end, which made it a more difficult throw. But still, Casali not tagging up on that one.
So 2 outs. Steven Souza Jr., the right fielder, up now. A walk and a single for the right fielder. So breaking ball, first pitch.
Got to keep that focus. 2 big outs so far. A strong hitter here at the plate.
Missed in. 2 balls, no strikes. Souza, originally a 3rd-round pick in 07 by the Washington Nationals, came over to the Rays as part of a 3-team deal. That was that Will Myers deal. Souza last year with the Rays, 16 home runs, 40 RBIs, 110 games for him. 2-1. Fouled off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two-two pitch. Fell back, high fastball at 94.
Upper part of the strike zone, a little late movement. I wonder if he goes back to his slider right now. It's a pretty healthy swing at a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. As you can see by that swing, Souza Jr. likes the fastball upstairs, upper part of the strike zone. Could be susceptible to a hard slider down and away.
Breaking ball, got him looking at Javi. Guerra comes in with a bases loaded, nobody out. And he gets the next 3. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Rays up 5-0.
It could have been a little bit more so for the Rays. Javi Guerra with a perfect pitch and a good sequence against Souza Jr. to finish off that inning. And that's worthy of a Carl's Cam replay. Curveball, upper part of the strike zone. Gets it in there with a call, 3rd strike. They have to come in with the bases loaded, no outs, middle of the order. Javi Guerra, excellent job breaking ball for the punch out.
Albert Pujols takes a fastball way out of the strike zone for ball 1.
92-mile-an-hour fastball. Casali sitting way up away. I mean, on the outside part of the plate, way up and in.
2 balls, no strikes. Archer had to sit for a little bit. That's the top of the 4th unfolded. Albert 1 for 1 with a single to left. 3 hits allowed by Archer. 3-0. 3 strikeouts and no walks. He's retired 7 of the last 8. Four-pitch walk to start the 4th.
And now it's time for the driver's seat, brought to you by Kia's. Archer did not want to challenge Albert there in an added bat. You can see why, what he has done at home of late. He's heating up. Last 5 home games, batting average of .375 with 3 home runs. Considering where he was the first 8 home games of the season, is 3 for 31. He's starting to heat up at the Big A.
Cole struck out swinging to end the 1st. Halos have had a couple of guys reach scoring position, but unable to cash it in against Archer. First pitch slider down and in. And Casali is going to go on and talk things over here. That's 5 out of the strike zone for Archer.
He has walked quite a few coming into this game. 15, 32 in a 3rd innings pitch so far this year.
I think going back to that first pitch to Albert to start this inning, that's where he has gotten into trouble this year. Is that just hasn't been able to. Whenever he's needed to throw a fastball for a strike or hit a spot with the fastball anyway, it's been a little bit off for him. Stake to an early lead.
Yeah, I thought you might see a visit here.
Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, coming out.
He's done a very good job over the years with this Rays staff.
Hickey served under Joe Madden.
Yep.
Joe was the manager there.
6 pitches thrown this inning, all out of the strike zone for Archer. Boy, you would think first this pitch right here has got to be a fastball. And if I'm Cole, I'm sitting on a fastball middle part of the plate, try to do some damage here.
Up high, 3-0.
See the frustration for Archer? The hardest thing to do as far as throwing strikes is when you start aiming the baseball, and that's what it looked like he's been doing the last couple of pitches.
That's 8 wide ones to start this 4th inning. Now, conventional wisdom would tell you, hey, next guy up, take until you get a strike. And I think that's fine and good, but if you're C.J. Cron,
no,
and you got to get it over fastball right over the heart of the plate, let it fly.
I'm going to get it out of the ballpark with a swing. Boy, let's try to ride up momentum of Javi Guerra, what he was able to do to get through that inning. No damage done. Come in with the bases loaded through the heart of the order of the Rays. Talk about momentum shift. Here's a chance for the Angels right now.
First one. It goes to a breaking ball. It's in there for a strike. Cron grounded out in the 2nd inning. Last 7 games, 10 for 17 to get his average up to 250 coming into tonight. Pujols at second, Calhoun at first. With the fastball laid on it. 0-2.
He has thrown that up and in fastball 0-2, but I got to believe he's going to go right back to his slider now. That hard 88 to 90 mile an hour slider.
Get the C.J. Cron patented, fooled breaking ball swing
and flared into
that out for base
right
hit.
Center field.
That one hung.
Yeah, he got that. He threw that right down the middle of the plate.
Nice catch. Front row.
Got away with this slider, just spinning up in the upper part of the strike zone, middle of the plate too. See the reaction, but C.J. Cron knew he had a pitch to do some damage to.
Cement mixer. 0-2. There he gets him with the slider. 1 down.
Well, you had that one,
another fastball.
Yeah, you had that one mistake. Right away, he made the adjustment, and that's a nasty slider going down the way, an 89 mile an hour slider. That's why I was thinking he was trying to throw the pitch before. Credit Casale to go right back with that pitch, knowing he's got a pitcher out there who has outstanding stuff that he can make an adjustment.
Simmons 0 for 1 with a ground ball to third. Pretty good pitch. It goes in the Angels' favor. Off speed.
And that time he gets the call.
Anderson currently in that cold snap. 0 for his last 19. 1 point at a 12-game hitting streak. Mid-April. Breaks his bat, rolls it over to third. Longoria goes to second for 1 with no relay. So Calhoun is forced out. Round number 2.
Well, how quick that transfer was from Longoria. He's been a Gold Glover at third base. That was a quick transfer and throw to second. Broke the bat, but look how quick this transfer quickly fires it over to second. Forsythe unable to get the grip of the baseball to be able to try to turn 2, but well done by Evan Longoria once again at third base.
Well, we've seen these situations too often, especially of late for the Angels, getting a couple of guys on base to start an inning and then get nothing out of it. It'll be up to Carlos here to break through. Simmons takes off. The throw down to second base, a good one. And Simmons is thrown out. Not sure the thought process there, but we've played 4 and it's 5-0 Rays.
We see the tag right here of the Simmons trying to get his first stolen base thrown out to end the inning.
for most selfie sticks, I guess.
Yes.
Taking a picture. Yeah.
Fantastic.
There we go. Gooby and I are partaking in all of this here.
Look at
There
this.
we go. Yeah.
Just another record.
Just another record.
That's how it goes all the time with us.
That's going on Snapchat
Oh,
there.
perfect.
Oh, you like that?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Hey, you got to get on Snapchat, bro.
Yeah. Tomorrow.
You got to learn how to do it on the computer. All right.
Baby steps for me.
Raised up by the score of 5-0. Dickerson, Guerra, and Kiermaier. Man, I hope we get the record. We don't even get a certificate, right? That's awesome.
Yes.
Needless to say, we needed to ask like 3 or 4 production assistants and how this whole thing works.
Yeah, that would help.
Upstairs, and it's 2 balls, no strikes on Dickerson. 3-run home run in the first inning, a strikeout in the third. Look at that. They've even got on Snapchat. Check this out.
Wow.
See, that's one of the, I don't even know what these things are called.
How do we do it?
We're a couple tools. Seriously. Check it out, people.
I know. Look at that.
Before
Look at that.
What's that called? Filter?
I'm just following along with you right now. Selfie stick world record.
Yeah. So my comment is selfie stick world record. So we've got that going for us.
We do.
How about that?
That's a plus and positive.
All right. It's a geotag. Alex Curry. See, that's social media maven over there.
Yes.
She knows what's going on. All right. So my story, Los Angeles story, post. Done.
Way to go.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Watch out. Guerra gets hit by a pitch. It's good to see him pop right up and walk down the line.
Scary spot. Going a fastball up and in. Hits the tricep area. When you're at home, that's what you're supposed to do. If you're a youngster, turn the head away. When you're getting a fastball up and in, turn the head away as quick as possible. Still a chance, like we saw there, they get hit, but you avoid that contact with the head and face area. So that's pretty good technique by Guerra to get away from that fastball as far as the head area.
Campadrosian up and loosening now. Guerra came on in the fourth inning with the bases loaded, nobody out. And got out of it with a couple of strikeouts and a fly ball to center, but the first 2 have reached here to start the 5th. Kiermaier fly ball to left and the ground ball to second. Ground ball up the middle. Pennington to his right, has it, flips it to Simmons for 1. Wow. And they turn the double play.
That was outstanding. You talk about a perfect double play. Turned by Pennington to Simmons. And not an easy one, too, especially with the speed of Kiermaier going down the line. Catch with the glove. The quick underhand flip. And then gets rid of it quickly. Simmons with that strong arm. Not a lot behind it because it's all with his arm and still turns. A 4-6-3 double play. Pretty good indication how strong that throwing arm is for Andrelton Simmons.
Casale 1 for 2, a single in the 4th inning. There have been a lot of comfortable swings by the Rays tonight.
They're a club that relies on the home run ball as far as scoring runs. Seen it tonight.
Foul back. The count remains at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
So far this year in 2016, as far as highest percentage of total runs scored via the home run, the Rays 52.2% coming into this game as far as runs scored via the big fly.
And down goes Casale. Guerra gets out of some trouble. We will head to the bottom of the 5th. Still 5-0 Rays. Baseball's best players. It all starts as the Rangers take on the Tigers in a game you can only see on FS1. Then the Nationals head to Wrigley to take on the Cubs. Action begins at 9:30 a.m. Pacific on FS1 or watch it live on Fox Sports Go.
Boy, Zobrist is really swinging the bat well for the Chicago Cubs. Everybody on the Chicago Cubs seems to be swinging the bat well.
Rangers defeating the Tigers. Game 1 of their series tonight, 5-1.
Tigers have now lost 4 in a row. Watch out for Cleveland in that division now. They're playing very good baseball. Beat Kansas City today.
White Sox won, so they are now 20-10 on the year. They have a 4-game lead on the Indians. Kansas City 5 games back, as are the Tigers. Perez was at the plate when Andrelton Simmons was thrown out trying to steal second in the 4th. Carlos had doubled in the 2nd inning over the head of Steven Souza Jr. in right. The 2nd double of the season. 1 year ago yesterday, the debut walk-off home run. Carlos, this one's fouled back just below us.
I think it's only 1 of 4 in history to have their debut in a walk-off home run.
Correct. Said the Cubs won today, right?
Yes.
22-6. Called strike 3. Carlos goes down looking. Strikeout number 5 for Chris Archer. Folks, this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP.
Career numbers versus the Rays for Pennington. Well, the Angels have had some chances against Archer tonight. A couple runners on in the first, a couple runners on in the fourth to lead off the inning.
Pennington grounds out for out number 2. Well, Archer certainly has not looked like a guy that has been struggling this year. He's been erratic around this, almost like we talked with Garrett about a couple starts ago, that effectively wild against Kansas City, where he's missed spots kind of all over the place, but he's been able to get the outs when he's needed to.
You know, when you have a slider that he has, even in fastball counts, even though he does have that good velocity on his fastball, although it's down a little bit this year as far as the average, he has that ability to come back with his slider, and his changeup has really gotten a lot better also. That's that slider right there, upper part of the strike zone. That's the one he throws for a strike. When he's ahead of the count, you'll see his slider 88 to 90 range.
Watch out. Seen a couple of those tonight.
Up and in fastball. I've always felt if you're going to go to fastball inside, that 0-1 fastball is better than an 0-2 fastball. That's free and easy at 95. Challenged a very good fastball hitter in Yunel Escobar, and he got it by him.
You're now 1 for 2. This is line to center and a base hit, second hit. And Escobar is picked up tonight. This one comes with 2 outs.
Looking for an extra base hit right here. Where a guy has had success against Archer, Daniel Nava.
Foul tipped into the glove. Nava 0 for 2. Fly ball to right and a ground ball to third. First game off the disabled list.
This time swinging at the first pitch. Or that last at bat, he had a fastball down the middle of the plate. Generally pretty patient. That could be your best pitch to do some damage, though.
Two pulled the right of base hit. Took something off there. It'll put a couple of men on with 2 outs. Trout coming up.
You know, off-speed pitch. Again, ahead of the count. Right down the heart of the plate. Looks like a slider that backed up. Well, we talked about Trouty in the opening, how well he has hit the ball of late, what he has done with men in scoring position of late. 6 for 12 after starting 0 for 11.
Mike 0 for 2 tonight. Cues this one up the first base side. Archer will just take it himself, and just like that, the 5th is in the books. We'll head to the 6th inning. 5-0 Rays.
Ram trucks. Ground ball hit at Cliff Pennington. The low throw, wide throw. C.J. Cron tries to get his body on the base, uses the bare hand to be able to make the tag at the base. Kiermaier jumps over top of him. Ends up getting that force out anyhow. Try to get his foot there, try to get his shin there, and then with his bare hand to be able to make the play at first. The old whatever it takes to get the out at first for C.J. Cron.
Top of the 6th inning, top of the order coming up. Cam Bedrosian takes over. Bedrosian pitched Wednesday through 9 pitches. No record of 150 ERA. 7th game of the big league. 6 innings, 10 strikeouts, 3 walks.
Really got that breaking ball under control. So last few games, fastball velocity has been good, 93, 95 for Cam.
0-1.
That's that breaking ball under control, not trying to overthrow it.
No balls, 2 strikes. Cam taking over for Javi Guerra with 2 innings, had 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 hit batter. He came on in the 4th inning with the bases loaded, nobody out, and allowed no runs.
Very impressive debut wearing the Angel uniform at the big league level.
1-2. Last Angels pitcher in his first game with the Angels to enter the game with the bases loaded, get 3 outs, and giving up no runs. J.C. Romero, the bottom of the 6th at Seattle, April 3rd, 2006. Dan Snyder getting it done in the truck,
yeah,
folks.
No doubt. It's good to have Dan back. Been very busy.
Forsythe, a 2 for 3 game. Takes a called strike 3, 1 down.
That was nasty. That's that breaking ball, not overthrowing it right now, under control for Cam Bedrosian. Perfect spot. finish off Forsythe. The target set, and then the target hit exactly where Carlos Perez wanted it.
Brad Miller 2 for 3 with a home run and a single. Miller at 258 last year with Seattle. Takes outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Got a little over 300 average in this ballpark. Limited opportunities, but he's fared well here. One. Late on it. 1-2. Corey Rasmus got the start tonight in place of Garrett Richards. Allowed 5 runs at 2 1/3. Jose Alvarez 2/3 of an inning. He got picked up by Guerra big time. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And now Bedrosian. It was a bullpen game to start with. Going in, everyone knew that. Two on the way. Fouls that one back. Got away with that one.
Well, just going back to Corey Rasmus, he's fared well as a starter for the Angels. 2.84 ERA, 6 starts. Today, this command not there for him.
Bouncer to the right side, and Crone. He broke to the bag, never even thought about going after that ball. So it's a single for Miller with 1 out. That's his 3rd hit of the game.
Third baseman, number 3.
He mentioned he had a couple home runs in this ballpark. Remember a couple years ago against C.J. Wilson. Turn on a fastball and hit it out the right center field. Dead center field here tonight.
Evan Longoria, he's 0 for 2. Sack fly in the first, a ground out in the third, a strikeout in the fourth. With Rasmus only lasting 2 1/3, the Angels now have gone 8 straight games. Got a pitcher going through 6, a starting pitcher go through 6. This one's out to left center. 2 down. That matches a franchise high. That happened last in 1982. California Angels, July 1st through July 8th.
A lot of pressure on the bullpen, a lot of innings, pitches out of your bullpen. They've done a pretty good job to have tonight again so far.
Pierce takes a strike to third out to second, a good one, and they get Brad Miller trying to steal second for the 3rd out.
And Perez is thrown out 33% of would-be base stealers, and a perfect throw and quick tag by Pennington.
As we begin the bottom of the 6th inning, it'll be Pujols, Calhoun, and Crone. Every moment matters. Join us tomorrow at 6:05 as the Angels take on the Rays and enjoy a postgame fireworks show presented by Wells Fargo. Visit angels.com/promotions to get your tickets.
Nice fireworks. Middle of the order coming up here, looking for some fireworks on the offensive side.
They've had opportunities against Chris Archer. The Angels unfortunately 0 for 5 with men in scoring position. Pujols, a single and a walk. He just started off that 4th inning with back-to-back walks and then got nothing out of that. 5 strikeouts, 2 walks for Chris Archer. 5 hits allowed.
Back-to-back sliders to start this at bat against Pujols from Archer. Pujols 5 for 11 against Archer in his career.
Steve Galt's getting ready. 88 pitches for Archer. Fouled back.
Hyundai key for this game for the Angels to be successful. Talk about top to the bottom. Need that production from the batting order, from the top of the order all the way down to the bottom. Middle part of the order going right now for the Halos, trying to get back in this game. Bullpen has done a nice job putting up some zeros. Now it's up to the offense.
Albert goes down swinging, 1 down. Yeah, you can lament the starting rotation, the injuries, all you want, but until you get the offense being consistent, it's going to be a long go regardless.
Yeah, I mean, Billy
we
Epler,
saw it on the road trip.
Yeah, he said it best. Billy Epler, who was in there with us in the 3rd inning, about, yeah, you can take a lot of pressure off the pitching staff if you have that consistent offense, scoring 1 through 9, good at bats. See 6 punch outs at 5 1/3. That was a nasty slider by Archer there to get a swing and miss against Albert. 90-mile-an-hour slider.
Colo for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. This one's out towards shallow left field. Late break and a catch by Guerra for out number 2. It's one of those fooled by the swing type of moments.
Especially because Cole has driven the ball very well to that part of the field this season. Guerra comes in on that one, slides in, never took his eye off the baseball, kept his head still to be able to make that play just before it hits the outfield grass.
Crone 0 for 2 with a ground out and a punch out.
Would not be surprised if this is Archer's last inning.
The Angels have A.J. Ochter getting ready. The Drojan working a scoreless 6th. Two on. And another cement mixer slider.
Twice
There haven't been many of them, but he's thrown a couple to Crone.
Yeah, last at bat, and then he threw that nasty slider to get a swing and miss. So he's walking back behind the mound to get refocused and make an adjustment again on that slider. He got away with it twice now in back-to-back at bats against Crone. 97 pitches, 57 of them strikes for Archer in this game.
Fastball, and Archer took the one step toward the dugout. Thought he may have had the punch out.
Yeah, a little bit off the outside corner at 97 though. Tried to paint the outside corner just a little bit off according to our Fox tracks.
Guerra across the diamond. The Angels go down in order. 6 complete, 5-0 Rays.
By Energy Upgrade California. It's easy to stay golden at energyupgradeca.org. Rays up 5-0, top of the 7th here at the Big A, the opening game of this homestand. It's a 6-game homestand with the Rays in for 3, and then the Cardinals on Tuesday night in for 3. Here at the 7th, A.J. Octor takes over for Cam Bedrosian. Octor, 2 scoreless innings, 2 games with the Angels, called up while the Angels were out on the road. Bedrosian ended up going 1 inning. 1 hit, 1 strikeout. It'll be Pierce, Souza, and Dickerson for Tampa Bay here in the 7th.
He's got that good power sinker. You're going to see some ground ball action if he's right. Fastball is going to be 89 to 93 range. This was a good slider changeup.
First pitch in for a strike. Pierce a single, a walk, and a fly ball to center. Octor, 27 years of age, signing with the Angels in the offseason. Ohio native. 46th round pick in 2010 by the Minnesota Twins. And Michigan State. .65", 215 is what he's listed at. 0-2 off the plate. Total of 20 games now in the big leagues for Octor. 18 with the Twins. Off speed, gets Pierce to ground it to Simmons. 1 down.
You see that tight little slider he has. A lot of hits off the end of the bat against him, whether it's his sinking fastball or slider. Simmons able to make that play rather easily.
Souza, the right fielder, takes down and away. 1 for 2 game. Rays with 4 runs in the first inning. Sac fly by Longoria and a 3-run home run by Corey Dickerson. Who's on deck. This one's pulled to left, a base hit. Nava covered it off and does so. It's a little stutter step there, but that's going to allow Souza to get to second with a double. That's his 4th of the season.
Designated hitter, number 10, Corey Dickerson.
And this all-speed pitch is middle part of the plate and down, and Souza Jr. went down and got it. With good power, pretty good speed also. Who's in for an extra base hit.
Dickerson with a home run, a strikeout, and a walk so far tonight. Good off-speed pitch. It snowballs at a strike. Home run for Dickerson in the first, his 6th of the year. Now with 12 runs batted in. That home run snapped at 0 for 23. He's the DH.
It's good back-to-back changeups. Mocked her. You got a guy chasing something like that out of the strike zone. You got to try to see if he can go after a slider in the dirt or even back with another changeup in the dirt.
Down and away. Souza with a 1-out double in scoring position. Simmons trying to keep him close. It's an overthrown breaking ball. Carlos can't find it. Souza caught between second and third. Throw it. And you got Simmons throwing it to third. They get him to run down.
And I imagine they're going to take a look at this right now, and they are, to see if that tag was applied. Certainly the baseball beat him there. Cannot pick up that baseball right away, Carlos. And then he gets rid of it quickly to Simmons. Has him going back initially, then to throw quickly to third. That's going to be real close.
It looked like the foot came off the bag. He got in here before the tag. But watch the slide. Now they are going to look at it. Watch the foot come off. So it appears.
There it is. It's off just barely there at that point.
Yeah. But they are going to check it out.
Depending on the angle. He awkwardly slid into third, and it kind of caught Escobar by surprise because he almost was standing up going in, and then he got his foot in there.
Call in the field is out. So we'll see what they rule it. But Souza wasn't sure if Carlos was going to find the baseball because it kind of rolled up Dickerson for a second there, and that's where Carlos kind of lost track of it. That is a late slide too, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. And his foot would have went flying off there if it didn't hit into Escobar. So right there, it looks like it's just barely off the base, and then try to get back on it.
Yep. And the umpire's right on top of it. That's Adam Hamari.
I mean, he's right there at that angle to see if there's any daylight between the foot and the base. And he didn't make the call right away either until that point. You see right here, a late slide, a real late slide. Certainly gets the foot in before that tag was applied. But he's right there at that angle. I mean,
you can see him
any better than that.
You can see him reaching back for the base. So to me, if you're talking about second base and the late slides, that is a late slide.
Yeah, that is a dangerous, awkward late slide. little bit of time. Remember Souza made that great play to end the game when he was with the Nationals to preserve Jordan Zimmerman's no-hitter last out of the game.
Left center field, right?
Yep. Now that was a dive into the outfield grass. That was a late dive into the base right there.
No doubt.
Now definitely there it looks like he's in. But now as the foot is going off the base, there's definitely a disconnect between the foot and the base. And right there, the umpire, and he's going back with the foot.
Yeah. Tony Randazzo, the home plate umpire. Adam Hamari, the third base umpire on the headsets. Again, the call on the field is out. They're looking for some sort of angle to overturn it. Clearly, we haven't seen any particular shot where it shows that the foot never disengaged from the base. This is taking a long time. Rays challenging the call at third. Call stands. Rays out of challenges now. That's a 2-6-5 put out. Two balls, two strikes, two outs. Call confirmed. Ground ball right side. Cron goes after this one. Octor covering, and they get the third out. Seventh inning stretch time here at the Big A. The Angels have the bottom third of the order coming up. Down 5-0. Your mobile device, just go to your app store and download the free Fox Sports Go app. Log in and stream the Angels wherever you go. 5-0, Rays on top. The bottom of the seventh inning, Simmons, Perez, and Pennington due up here, and it's Steven Geltz taking over for Chris Archer. Geltz pitching in his ninth game, no record, a 3.38 ERA, 8 innings, 4 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 3 walks, and anything is better than Chris Archer because he was up to his old tricks. Didn't really rack up the strikeouts like we saw last year, but overall very effective with 6 strikeouts, 2 walks 5 hits allowed for Archer.
That game Archer threw last year was one of the best games I've seen thrown at the Angels in a long, long time. But he was effective tonight again. Yeah, you're going to be happy to go to the bullpen. And Gelt's fastballs, 91 to 95. Slider, changeup. A lot of fastballs so far this year. 73% of his pitches, fastballs.
1 ball, 1 strike. Gelt's last year 70 games out of the bullpen for Tampa Bay. 2-6 and a 3.74 ERA. At one time, an Angels farmhand. Pitched in 2 games with the Angels in 2012. Rays got him in the trade. That was for Dane De La Rosa.
Dane did a nice job for the Angels.
Gelt out of the University of Buffalo signed as a non-drafted free agent. You know who signed him?
No.
Simmons lifts one out to right. Souza back a couple of steps. 1 down. Greg Morehart, same scout, signed Mike Trout.
Wow. Impressive. University of Buffalo. That's some scouting.
28 years of age. Carlos 1 for 2 with a double and a strikeout.
And Gelt's coming after you with a lot of fastballs. 2 in a row.
Octor will come back out and pitch the 8th. It looks like nobody warming up for the Angels. Slider. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rays with 5 runs, 10 hits. They've stranded 7. Angels no runs, 5 hits. Have left 6 on base. Upstairs, full count. He works the walk. Puts a man on for Cliff Pennington. MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, delivers everything you've come to expect and more. Watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. Includes a free subscription to At Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV for details. Pennington starting second baseman tonight, 0 for 2. A strikeout in the second, a ground ball in the 5th. Fouls this one back. Ground ball, and that'll sneak by Longoria with the shift on. The Angels now have runners at first and second with 1 out.
Going to pitch a high fastball and to slap that by Longoria and into left field for a single. Upper part of the strike zone. Just went with the pitch. Now the Angels in business with the shift being on. A lot of room there on that left side of the infield. Mentioned that earlier, how the Rays A lot of shifting. Third most coming into the game with 319.
Yunel Escobar, a 2-for-3 game with a couple of singles.
Looking at all the printout there too in their dugout. And Cash very much into the analytics.
Fouled off to the right. Mentioned that last start for Chris Archer against the Angels June of last year. Got a total of 21 strikeouts in the last 14 innings against the Angels. High fastball, 0-2.
Has that great sharp slider. Throw the slower one for a strike at 86. When he's ahead of the count, 88 to 90 with his slider. Very competitive. Great stuff. Very difficult guy to square up often.
One ball, two strikes. Nava on deck.
Just looking for that one big hit here. Runners in scoring position. Has some chances in this game.
Upstairs, 2-2. Down to the chase, a fastball away. 2 outs.
This fastball at 93 off the outside corner. Four-seam fastball with a little cut action to it. Ends up getting a swing and miss. Check out that rotation, that four-seam fastball. Great location. It's a swing and miss against a very good fastball hitter in Escobar.
There's Nava, 1-for-3 game at his return off the disabled list. A single to right in the 5th. Halo's now 0-for-6 tonight with men in scoring position. Breaking pitch. This was fouled off into the seats.
A base hit here by Nava, and it's real interesting, especially with Trout on deck.
Watch out, that hit him, and now they're loaded up for Trout. The hard way.
This is what you want. Your star an opportunity here with the bases loaded. Very similar to a fastball that he threw against Escobar, a little bit off the plate, this time off the plate inside. It's Nava on the leg. On base twice tonight. Single and hit by pitch. Hit 15 times back in 2013, which was second most in the AL that year.
Trout's never faced Geltz. He's 0-for-3 tonight with a strikeout and a couple of groundouts.
4 career grand slams, 350 batting average with the bases loaded. And you know he loved to pick up his good friend Garrett Richards today with the news about Garrett going on the disabled list.
Gale's coming right after him. 2 fastballs, no balls, 2 strikes.
93-mile-an-hour fastball, middle away. Pretty good hack at it. And then Milwaukee the other day got that foot down. Just tying him up enough on the fastball. Good late action of 93. And tried to hit a home run on an 0-2 pitch in Milwaukee on Wednesday.
One-two from Gauts. Almost got a chase. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Pretty good take. Just a little bit out of the strike zone.
Perez at third, Pennington at second, Nava at first. A 2-out rally for the Angels, who are down 5-0 in the 7th. Here comes the 2-2. Full count. Pujols on deck. Erasmo Ramirez, the right-hander, is ready to go in the bullpen for Tampa Bay. Runners take off 3-2, and he fouled it back.
A pretty good hack at that fastball, upper part of the strike zone.
And he walked him. Angels are on the board. It's 5-1 Rays, and Pujols due up. Cash is going to go to the bullpen. So 2 walks, a hit batter, and a single in this inning, and the Angels played their first run of the game and a pitching change in the 7th. It's a 5-1 Rays lead. Bases still loaded. Pujols coming up. Insurance. On a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today to get a fast free quote and see how much you can save. And by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Bottom of the 7th, 5-1 to Rays. 2 outs and the bases loaded. And it's right-hander Erasmo Ramirez on relief here. And Steven Geltz, who just forced in the Angels' first run of the ball game. Ramirez 5-1 and a 1.13 ERA. This is his 13th game. Has 1 start under his belt. 24 innings, 15 hits, 18 strikeouts, and 2 walks. He just picked up the victory a couple of days ago against the Dodgers at home. 2 scoreless innings of relief.
His fastball's 90-94 range. He's got a slider, curveball, very good changeup. There's quite a few changeups.
Albert 2 for 7 in his career against Ramirez with 1 RBI. Pennington, the base runner at third base. Nava at second. Trout at first. 3 infielders on the left side. The first one to Albert is lifted out toward right. Souza moving back on it, and on the track will make the catch for the 3rd out. So the Angels leave them loaded. They get on the board as we head to the 8th. It's 5-1 Rays.
In game number 1, down 5-1 to Tampa Bay as we enter the 8th inning. Ken French with you right outside the Big A. And don't forget, following tonight's contest, it's all about Angels Live post-game presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers. We're going to revisit the top news of the night. Garrett Richards diagnosed with a UCL tear, and GM Billy Epler will get some comments from him about the latest. Also look ahead to some of the possibilities for that Halos rotation, including Corey Rasmus, who struggled in a spot start here tonight. And finally, we'll let you know if the Angels set the world record when it comes to selfie sticks. Well, let's send back inside the Victor.
First pitch from A.J. Octor to Brandon Guerra, and that's a hit by pitch. That's the 2nd time tonight he's been hit by a pitch.
This is a changeup. Pretty close to the same exact spot.
Yep.
Elbow tricep area. By the way, good news with Matt Shoemaker down in his start, went 6 innings. Up 6 hits, 1 earned run, 8 punch-outs.
Cued over toward third. Escobar's got it. Feeds Simmons for 1. The quick relay to first. Got him at first. Remember, the Rays are out of challenges now. A double play. 2 down.
Not too often you get a 5-6-3 double play, but what a quick turn by Simmons. Good feed by Escobar and a slow roller. Quickly fires over Simmons, but that gun he has for an arm. Needed that entire arm strength to be able to get him at first base. 2 double plays for Kiermaier tonight with that speed. coming into the game. Kiermaier has rolled into one double play.
Sally hits one out toward left center field. Nava and Trout, and Nava almost stopped running. I thought he was going to stop and let Trout take it. That's a quick inning. Went to the bottom of the 8th. It's 5-1 Rays.
Tomorrow night, Jake Odorizzi, 0-1 in 6 starts. A lot of no decisions. ERA 3.12 going against Weave, 3-1. ERA 5.40. 2-0 at home, 5-5 in his career versus the Rays for Weave. Looking for a bounce back game.
Cole hits one out toward right center field. Souza racing out toward the warning track and in and out of the glove. Calhoun in at second with a double.
I mean, you look how far he went for that baseball. Almost tracked that one down. He had a dive earlier with the ball over his head. And he's not even in the picture. Look how far he's going to get this baseball. It almost gets out of the glove. It ended up being a leadoff double. We talked about Souza Jr. making that outstanding play to preserve the no-hitter last out of the game with a full dive for Jordan Zimmerman when he's with the Nationals.
Just right on the heel of the glove. Calhoun, it's a 6th double. Here's C.J. Cron. First pitch slider, 0-1. Cron 0 for 3. 2 ground out to the strikeout. C.J. 1 for 1 in his career against Ramirez.
Ramirez throws quite a few sliders and also a very good changeup.
And Cole had been 1 for 10 in his career against Ramirez prior to that double. It's the 7th hit the Angels have had tonight. Ground ball to short. Cole cannot advance. 1 down.
Cole just continues to swing the bat well. He had that double that had at bat to start off this inning. Had a very good road trip, 11 for 25. The double, triple, 3 RBI on that road trip.
That's up the middle, a base hit. Cole Racing around, Kiermaier up and firing. He's got a good arm. The throw goes off the glove of Pierce, and that'll allow Simmons to get to second.
Wow,
it's 5-2.
That could have been a real close play at the plate. We talked about the arm strength of Kiermaier and Souza Jr. in the outfield. I know you're trying to cut it off to prevent a runner from getting into scoring position. Hit well by Simmons. Good to see him get that base hit up the middle. This is a chance of being a pretty close play.
See Casale's reaction there. That base hit for Simmons snaps it 0 for 21 for Andrelton.
That baseball was tailing right at Cole. That would have been a real close play. Now he's in scoring position also.
And an error on Pierce allowing Simmons to get into scoring position. Carlos takes low. The error for Pierce is second of the season.
And you understand that deep in the game, they cut it off to be able to keep that runner from getting into scoring position.
Ground ball toward third. Longoria to the backhand. 2 down.
Number 7,
Pennington, a 1-for-3 game. Off-speed pitch, no balls and a strike. Pennington 0 for 3 in his career against the right-hander. Nobody warming up for the Angels, so Octor will come back out for the ninth. Top of the order coming up for the Rays. This is hit to second. Forsythe has it. Hailers are done here in the 8th. They add a run. We'll head to the 9th. It's 5-2 Rays. Of baseball. We'll talk about some of the scores around at Major League Baseball. The Tigers dropping one to the Texas Rangers 5-1. New York over Boston. That was Aaron Hicks with a home run late now at 3-2. And Houston evening up their series down at Minute Maid Park. 6-3 victory tonight. Houston gave up 3 runs in the 9th inning yesterday of a tie game to drop the first of 4 against the first place Seattle Mariners. Seattle sitting atop the division with a 17-12 record.
Houston 11-19 with that victory tonight.
But Zimmerman, how well he has thrown the ball for the Tigers before this loss today, even though pretty good numbers though for him.
Forsythe grounds one to third. Escobar has it. One down. Brad Miller coming up. 3-hit game for Miller. He came in batting 174 on the season. 2 singles and a home run for the shortstop. Halos have stranded 10 base runners tonight. 1 for 11 with men in scoring position. Octor working his 3rd inning of relief, delivers down low. 1 hit allowed, 1 hit batter for Octor so far. 2 1/3. One ball, 1 strike. The Angels in the 9th will have top of the order in Escobar, Nava, and Trout.
Octor's job is to keep it just a 3-run deficit. At top of the order coming up with a chance to tie it or walk off.
Back up the middle. It's a 4-hit game for Miller.
And Octor, the way he can get a ground ball, would love to get one more. And an infielder to finish this one off with a double play from Longoria. So far this year he's rolled into 2 of them. Mike Scioscia looks like he's going to go to the bullpen instead at this point.
Mike Moore had been loosening, and then Mike Scioscia just makes the call out to the pen. It's a pitching change here in the 9th. 5-2 Rays. Mike Moore is on a relief here of A.J. Octor through just 21 pitches. And Mike Scioscia going with the right-hander here. Evan Longoria coming up. Good numbers for Mike. 16th game now. 1-0 record at 2.38 ERA. He's going to face Evan Longoria with Brad Miller over at first base. Miller, by the way, picking up his 4th hit of the night. 2nd career 4-hit game. His previous one had been back in 2014 against Texas.
And he can run it a little bit. 1 stolen base, has been caught once. The Rays is a team with 12 stolen bases coming in this game. They caught 6 times.
One caught stealing earlier in the game. For the first, and short hops C.J. Cron. New baseball put into play now.
Quick footwork by Moore, but the low throw scooped by C.J. Cron.
Breaking pitch at the top part of the zone. It's an 0-1 count. Having a sac fly in the first. Ground down, a strikeout, a fly ball to center.
Changeup at 72 from Mike Moore, and a great changeup he has. There's 2 different types of changeups. One, the right-handed batter has more cut action against lefties, will run down and away against a left-handed batter.
First time Longoria has ever faced Moore. 0-2. Check swing. Boy, it looked like he may have gone around. He did not. A slider.
And if you haven't faced Mike Moore before as a hitter, you see if he held up on the slider. Yep. He's able to hold up. You can look at all the tape you want, but when he's trying to stay back on that changeup at 70 to 72 range, very difficult.
There's the changeup. Bugs Bunny style. 2 down.
I mean, you're used to trying to gear up to get a 90+ mile-an-hour fastball, and then you get a changeup at 70. Just could not swing the bat at that one. You see how he turns that changeup over. Great location at 70 miles an hour.
Two outs. Pierce, the first baseman, takes low. 1-for-3 game. Jesus Colome getting ready for the Tampa Bay Rays. Halos with Escobar, Nava, Trout due up in the bottom of the ninth. A 5-2 game. 4 runs in the first, 1 in the third for Tampa Bay, and the Angels with solo runs in the 7th and 8th. Fastball popped up. Carlos Perez calling for it. We'll head to the bottom of the 9th inning with the Angels setting up the top of their order, down 5-2.
Hit game for Yunel Escobar, 2 for 4. The Angels have actually swung the bat well, meaning they've gotten on base. They just have not been able to get that clutch hit when necessary. We've mentioned it, 1 for 11 tonight with men in scoring position. Although they do have the top of their order coming up here, down by 3, and they'll be facing Jesus Colome. The right-hander takes over for Roswell Ramirez. This will be his 11th game, 1-1 record, a 2.70 ERA. And he's looking for save number 7, Goop.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good fastball himself. He'll rush that fastball 93 to 97. And he also has a very good slider. He throws quite a few sliders, curveball, and occasional changeup.
Yunel Escobar, 2 for 4 with a couple of singles, ready to lead things off. Hey, by the way, Mike Moore, another solid inning performance for Moore, 2/3 of an inning. He now has 9 games without allowing a base runner. That is now the longest such stretch for the Angels. Troy Percival, he had been tied with Troy Percival, who did that back on April 21st, May 11th, 1996. So Mike continues to throw the ball well. The bullpen in general continues to throw the ball well. First one in there for a strike, 95 miles per hour.
Like I said, he'll throw quite a few sliders also.
There it is. No balls, 2 strikes. Colome takes over for Ramirez, who went an inning and a third, gave up a run on 2 hits. And he got another slider. Down goes Yunel, and there's out number 1.
Great location for this slider, especially after starting off this at bat with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Another slider at 89. We saw that quite a bit. Chris Archer today, 88 to 90.
Just a show fastball, really. Just imagine that.
Yeah.
Just a show fastball at 95.
Yeah, this for fun.
Yeah. Colome pitching 43 games last year for the Rays. Made 13 starts, 8-5 with a 3.94 ERA. Native of the Dominican Republic. Nava takes the fastball for a strike. Daniel, 1 for 3 game in his return back to the Angels. He was also hit by a pitch. That was in the 7th. Five runs, 11 hits, 1 error, 8 left on for the Rays. 2 runs, 8 hits. 10 men left on base tonight for the Angels. Chris Archer went 6 innings, allowed 5 hits, struck out 6. Corey Rasmus charged with all 5 runs in his 2 1/3. Nava bouncing this one to the right side. Pierce has it. 2 down. The Halos down to the last out. Opening game of this 3-game set. Tomorrow night, 6:05 start. Jared Weaver against Jake Odorizzi. Trout 0 for 3. Walked with the bases loaded in the 7th. Picked up the RBIs, 23rd of the season.
See if he goes that same pattern, a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and then he follows up with a couple sliders in a row.
Got a fastball, fouled it back.
And a good fastball to do some damage. That's the zone where Trout crushes the baseball. Pretty upset with himself for missing that one. Fouled it straight back.
There's that slider. count remains at 0-2. It's 1-2. Talk about a modified windup here. Have an odd setup for Colomé.
Especially when you're a closer, you're generally going to be in that situation anyhow where you just start and throw from the stretch. We've seen this a lot from a lot of pitchers now.
But he's doing this actually from the stretch. Got him swinging. The Angels dropped the opener of this 3-game set by the final of 5-2.
And the Angels had their chance, especially after falling behind early in this game, but the bullpen kept the game close. The Rays behind Chris Archer. Miller had a very solid game himself. They win game 1 of this series 5-2. Archer with the victory, where Rasmus suffers the loss. Colomé picks up his save.
The Halos back at it again tomorrow night. They will have Jared Weaver on the mound against Jake Odorizzi. The Rays take game 1, 5-2, the final. Stick around. Angels Live postgame coming up next.